Direct from us to you. It's the AM Show.
Okay, are you sick of feeling like you're not getting everything that you deserve? The new book, Suck It Up Princess, is for women and men all over the world who want to get over excuses and get on with living a rich, fulfilling and rewarding life, all on your own damn terms as well. Don't anyone else control you. Joining us now with her tips on how to get what you want is the author behind the book, Natalie Sisson. Natalie, g'day and good morning to you.
Hi, it's great to be here virtually.
I'm going to turn just to one section. I'm going to have a bit of a random here. You are not your ego. What do you mean you are not your ego? This is page 48.
Yeah, you are so not. I think our ego is responsible for getting in the way all the time when we get hurt, when we get defensive. And if we can get past moving away from taking everything personally, we can just step way more fully into our greatness and just go forward with purpose, take definitive action, and actually get on with the things that we really, really want to do. But our ego often holds us back.
What if people get in the way of where we want to go? Like there's a reality check that maybe we're not as great as we think, maybe we're this and that, and these things get in the way, but we just don't see our own problems, our own issues as other people do.
I think that's where you need a really great support network around you of like-minded people who do see your potential in you. That's one of my superpowers. I always see what people can do with themselves, and they don't often see it for themselves. So like-minded people, some people who are doing what you want to be doing and emulating them, hanging out with them, and making sure that you stay away from the naysayers, the people who haven't done what you want to achieve, because they frankly don't have the experience on it. And usually their advice comes from being scared for you rather than actually seeing what you're capable of.
Natalie, I love the name of your book, Suck It Up Princess. But what I'm interested in is that your first two books were business books and they were sort of heavier and straighter. However, this is so much more personal. It's very raw and honest and you give so much more of yourself. Why the change of tact and how hard was that?
Thank you. I think this book just needed to be written. Sometimes as an author, it comes out of you. It also came out during lockdown and COVID, so I think that's what made it even more personal. And I really felt like so many of my life experiences are really, really rich and have transformed me for the better. And I think there's no better way than sharing personal stories so that people can see themselves in it and resonate. But it was definitely a different change from the previous books, which are much more strategic and action focused. This one is much more about self-help, personal growth, and really going forward and living the life that you want, because I'm passionate about people doing that.
One of the hardest things is saying no, and I'm really bad at saying it. But you had a great tip on how you learn and practice to say no to people.
Yeah, there's actually a whole chapter on it, which is pretty fun. But one of the ways is actually just to start practicing even in the mirror. I know it sounds odd, but just getting used to saying no, thank you. Because, when you're turning somebody down for something or a request that you really, really don't want or anything like that, it's actually easier than you think if you just stop and pause after saying no thank you. It might surprise most people and they might try again, but genuinely they respect your decision, and then you haven't taken on some other request or task that's a bit of a burden for you. So it's just so simple to practice it and even do it in the mirror.
I like the looks of your one. It's quite catchy in the way it's presented. But one of the issues I have with self-help books is that I believe all of them probably would help you, but people don't actually stick at the advice for long enough. Mm-hmm. How do you make them say, this is the one and I'm going to stick at it and I'm going to work at it for long enough?
Yeah, I think you're so right, because I've read so many amazing books over the years, but I'm the type of person who will actually take action on it. And I think that's where having an accountability partner, a friend, a special person in your life to say, look, this is the big dream I'm going after. Can you call me on it if I shirk my responsibilities, or if I don't get up in the morning to work on this, or if I talk about it and don't do anything towards it? And one of the chapters in the book is all about taking the minimum viable next step, just to make it easy and simple to actually progress towards that big dream. And I think more people need to do that when they're reading these books, is take notes and go, okay, what's the one thing that I can do to actually move in the direction where I want to go?
It's a good place to leave it. We appreciate your time on the program. Author and business coach Natalie Sisson, how to turn yourself into a totally unapologetic badass. Good morning.